YouTube, hello. We are once again watching another Mujin video. And don't worry, I don't think that this time I am in it. However, there are people that I know in it, so I will be very careful about the things I speak. And also, I may open my heart just a little bit because this situation did upset me, not a little bit, but greatly. But that's just in a personal matter. We are here to look at this in an objective manner and a subjective manner as much as I can. And yeah, hi YouTube everyone. And yeah, let's just watch this video. And somebody mentioned if this is this about the Minecraft SNP? It has something related to that, but it evolved higher. I feel like it has gone from other places across the board. This drama is what you can consider. Most normal people, like the ones that are in my chat, would say that this is a gigantic nothing burger. And that's a summary. TLDR, it is just a gigantic nothing burger. But that is sometimes the beauty of the internet because some people just will not stop. That's why the title it in the picture is like how a VTuber's cancellation attack backfired on her catastrophically. And yeah, I in the thumbnail it shows I am being defamed, and then community notes. This is the equivalent of Wikipedia slash someone who is an idiot in a joking manner. But damn, it is so unhinged how she went ballistic for something that should have not been. I feel like they were reaching. But yeah, let's go deep dive into it. Mujin does a fantastic job at organizing all these thoughts. And yeah, let's go into it. It was nothing burger at first, but then it revealed that she is a gigantic. Oh my god, is that true, Gamma? Is that the woof? That is something to investigate then. But at the moment, we're just gonna see what they say in here.
Accountability is something that we all must inevitably face at one point during our lives. Whether we hurt the feelings of a loved one or just straight up clog the toilet to unimaginable degrees, we simply just have to take a step back sometimes and say, sorry, my bad, I screwed up. And as simple as that might sound to a normal person watching this right now, unfortunately, as you might have already concluded from being on the internet, accountability is starting to become a rarity these days. But if we had some sort of a global competition on seeing who can avoid saying sorry the most consistently, then it would be content creators, especially ones who have a lot of followers and have built such an ego that they have become delusional. And unfortunately, we see many such cases more specifically in the VTuber community. Because today, we're talking about the VTuber by the name of Chilla, someone who tried to cancel another VTuber and her entire agency. And when she got called out, right, when she was proven wrong with receipts and proof, instead of saying sorry and taking a step back, she instead claimed that she was going to the hospital and she got community noted. And as ridiculous as this sounds, I wish that's where it ended. Because people would uncover that this was her third rebrand from 2 past controversial lives, and after putting the pieces together would start to tell us about the other controversies she was involved in before even becoming Chilla. I mean, this
I'm gonna pause right here just so I can bring some notes into this. I know that it's probably gonna be mentioned, but they mentioned already that this is about how she also tried to cancel an entire agency. By the way, that is known as the Sucks Agency. It is written right there in the Sucks VTuber Agency. And let me tell you from the start, one of my best friends is in there. And this is why it upsets me and why I want to be careful and treat this with almost respect, but also I want to give my personal feelings on it. And from now, I can tell you that everybody in Sucks Agency is a fantastic individual that I have the pleasure to at least get to know through the internet, just through the regular means of VTubing. And perhaps, yeah, you may have seen me collab with one of them in the past, or at least interact with some of them in some comment sections in places like Twitter. So yeah. I know some of them have been here present here in our stream, as I also followed me here. So yeah, we love SBA. SBA has been freaking cool. Out of all VTuber agencies, I feel like this one, it's more of what we thought that some other unnamed VTuber company should have been like, but we don't know what it is. This one is very transparent, and I honestly, I hope that it is. I hope that it's also like that. But anyway, it's not about that. This is about the current situation. And yeah, let's what the heck did this person get community noted? It is insane, the fact that this got community know it at all. Like someone going to an emergency situation. I do not like freaking around with anything like that. I treat that with so much carefully, with utmost care. As someone who is like chronically ill and has a term, African chronic disease, I don't like when someone tries to fake their conditions a lot. I have a lot of personal beef with that. On top of that, this is why the situation angers me even more. Not only because of my friends, but also because the person faking something. Like it's like, god damn. If only this. Okay, I'm gonna open my heart just a little bit here in this video. But if only I could like sometimes be open about how terrible my condition is. I try to limit it. Like you all know, just the surface level, the day-to-day struggles. I keep that to me. I don't need to talk all about it because some of those are things I can manage on my day-to-day. But still, I usually don't even open about it. But yeah, that's just how insane it is and how much I hate this kind of situation personally. You love me. You said it. It's already been said in the chat. Rena, I see you. How to ruin a date with YouTubers. I look at redacted. Dang, I'm so happy that everybody's caught up with exactly what I meant to say. How the table turns in life when it comes to like getting to know an agency. But yeah, like I mentioned, SPA freaking cool. I'm happy that some people stand by that. When will SPA sell? You sucks. They're missing out on that money. Come on, Florks, get on it. All right, jokes aside, let's get back into this. I mean that understandable because faking conditions for attention, it's not only scummy, but also there are a few instances when people were arrested for it. Yeah, it's called fraud. It's called fraud, straightforward.
This whole thing was such a disaster that it ended up trending on Twitter. Guys, as this was happening, I could not believe my eyes. Not only was this crash out incredibly bad, but it involved a person that literally had zero self-awareness. I can't see this happening otherwise. The humiliation and embarrassment would be too much to handle for a normal person. So look, by now you know me. Once I see a catastrophe like this unfold before my eyes, I think to myself, man, I have to talk to you guys about this. So without further ado, let's do this. Alright, so this whole incident actually took place in Minecraft. You see, there were two VTubers that created the server. The first one was called Lucia, and the second one was called Arissa. The survival multiplayer...
Oh my god, Lucia. I freaking love Lucia. Lucia is such a freaking sweetheart. And oh my god, Rainy, thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 100 biddies. Mwah! And Arissa, I haven't gotten to know Arissa, but I know Lucia and also another super sweet person. It all happened in Minecraft. Gee, I wish the joke was like they were using the whole like in Minecraft joke, but no, it's actually real. It did happen in Minecraft. Are there any anti-friction socks like the ones in the hospital? Grippy socks? I wear those. Not legit. I actually do have to wear those sometimes.
Server they would create, otherwise known as SMP, would be called Invasion Parasite. But it would have a twist. Other than just being an SMP, it was also an RP server, where people roleplayed different characters and made up different stories and scenarios, all meant to be in good fun. VTubers of very varying sizes and very varying audiences decided to join that server to have a good time together and get to meet new people. Some of these VTubers happened to be from the Socks agency, otherwise known as SVA, one of the few VTuber agencies that is actually still standing and works pretty damn well with its talents. The server took around 3 months to set up and would actually involve the work of multiple people. It would have multiple factions.
Ammo, my below. Yo, Ammo spotted. I recognize, dude. I'm so connected to a lot of these people that I know them by heart, and some of them are just really close friends. Like holy shit, and all of these people were close to proximity to this shit, and they just been stressed as hell. Even though it's a nothing burger, it's just annoying, you know. You would think it's like positive in some sides. I don't know how much spotlight they got from all this stuff. I don't think it's worth it. The stress is not worth it. They're already fucking successful and really cool VTubers.
Competing against one another while being invaded by mobs. And the event in its entirety would last 3 days. After the last day of the server, Lucia would tweet, "Invasion Parasite was a huge undertaking that I didn't fully grasp the intensity of." She'd say that it all started as a silly little idea between her and Arissa, all while thanking the people who helped her set it up, as well as talk about some of the issues that popped up that they were able to get through anyway. She mentioned how some people produced music, art, and stories in the server that she was blown away by and that she was very grateful. Overall, a pretty healthy conclusion, right? Well, this was tweeted on November 17th, 2025. On the same day, an hour earlier before Lucia made her tweet, Cha-Cha Chilla would herself make a tweet saying, I think it's weird that people will act like they're better than you and literally call you inferior to your face and then act like you're the problem. Now, of course, initially her community was concerned. Like, what do you mean? Who called you inferior? Who could do that? Half an hour later, she would make yet another tweet, this time longer and specifying exactly what she meant, saying, I wanted to take a moment to apologize for how I reacted on the last day of the SMP. I got genuinely frustrated and let that frustration turn into anger, and that wasn't fair to anyone. I'm sorry for the way I spoke. That said, I want to be honest about where that frustration came from, because I think it matters. From the start of the SMP, we agreed to hold off on griefing until day 3 so everyone could settle in, build, and actually enjoy the opening experience. When griefing started on days 1 and 2, it didn't just break the rules, it broke the spirit of what we were trying to create together. On top of that, hearing things like my team being inferior or that we deserved to die got under my skin more than I expected. I didn't
Bruh. Hearing that my team was inferior, and that itself, if we keep that like with the context that we know so far from this comment section, it's like so someone called you in the game loser. This, and also someone in the chat said this felt like a failed cloud chase. Very likely yes, because this person, as mentioned before, has been known to fake a lot of situations. And I'm gonna get more into that, but I'm also gonna get into the personal side of this that upsets me.
And I should have stepped back instead of blowing up. I'm not here to hold grudges, though. I want to move forward and be better and not let my anger get the best of me no matter the circumstance. All right, well, you read this and you think, okay, well, maybe there was some miscommunication in the server, but overall, it's fine. She took a step back. She was like, I'm fine with it, not holding grudges. Let's move on. Except that's not where things ended, right? She would then reply to this tweet and say, and I also want to be honest about something personal. Being called inferior hit me harder than I let on because I'm disabled. I deal with those kinds of assumptions in real life more often than people realize, and hearing it in a space that's supposed to be fun and welcoming cut a lot deeper. I don't expect everyone to tiptoe around me, but I do expect basic respect. For me, and for anyone else who might be carrying something you can't see, comments like that don't just stay in the game, they stick with you. And that's part of why I reacted the way I did.
This is, okay, this also here kind of upset me. But I want to also give them the benefit of the doubt, not in an objective way. I mean, not in a subjective way, but in an objective way. And let me explain. Because insults go very differently for everyone individually. In an individual. I don't think I need to explain this, but I will for a specific reason. Because everybody here probably has something to relate to being insulted somewhere in their lives, perhaps by a word that to some others may be insignificant, but then to you it can have a personal like background, like PTSD connection or something like that. So in this case, if that were a real case in this situation, sure, but this person is clearly lying about it. Or if even if they weren't, the way they went about it is so insane. I feel like it was definitely an attempt at like either clout or an attempt at just like trying to like play victim for online points. Somebody once mentioned to me that some content creators out there, they are so involved in like the numbers game that they stop becoming a real person and they start becoming a caricature of themselves, which is insane to think about. And when I heard that, I got a little bit like a chill on my spine because I'm like, have I become a caricature of myself? Because I have no idea what I do sometimes on a daily basis. I've been as honest as I can. Yes, sometimes I exaggerate the silliness, but it's like, holy shit. Like some people do go out of the way to be insane. I guess, I haven't forgotten the human side of me. Maybe if my numbers are bigger, maybe I will like let that out of my system. But how big is this person or how much is it affecting them? This is what I'm trying to get at, like if things affect these people differently. PTSD, I want to respect that. Yeah. And also charcuterie board. I meant caricature, like a cartoon character, like a goofy ass person. If you know what I mean. Like to speak in more ghetto terms, it's like some people just stop becoming just like a normal person. Just have some normal ethical decency. There are people out there who have like millions of followers and they're still pretty damn good functioning humans who actually like to listen and respect others ethically. That's pretty much it. And if that's the case, it's your job to notify others of potential triggers to avoid this situation. Yeah, that would have been great, Marin. That would have made sense. but this person went about it in a way that's like, oh no, I need to make this about myself and make it as dramatic as possible. Even if the person doesn't expose all of this still, there's an infinite supply of a-holes that would take this questionable place to make the world worse. That can, yeah, that's debatable, true. Saying charcuterie board win. You're amazing. Thank you for the compliment, Roxas. But yeah, continue watching this. I just wanted to give them like some, like, hey, this is real. I just wanted to point that out. This paragraph is real. Some people respond differently to words. That's all I wanted to state.
All right, maybe that was a bit of a stretch. I mean, this is a roleplay server, right? This is just the word inferior here, but it's okay. We can just call that miscommunication, guys. It happens, you know, it's not a big deal. If Cha-Cha-Chilla had just shut up and not done anything else, things would have been completely okay. Except she didn't, right? Of course she didn't. And the next day, she would start off an incident so massive that it would start trending on Twitter. On November 18th, 2025, Cha-Cha-Chilla would make this tweet, saying, I tried to talk to Flork about one of his talents having a habit of calling people inferior and how that can seem to disabled people. However, he blocked me and said not to bring up my personal issues with his talents. I believe calling somebody inferior is demeaning, as it's historically used context. Ad3VT called us that. If you support Sock's Vtuber agency, aka SVA, this is what you're supporting. She would then link a clip of 3 seconds. Watch.
Sorry, I opened my heart a little too much in there.
There's a lot happening in this clip, but near the end, right, what she's trying to highlight is ad-free VT saying, you're inferior, we're just better. Just as a reminder, right, we're in Minecraft, they're role-playing, and it does involve player versus player fighting, all right? That's just all I'll say before we continue, all right? Now, she would refer to someone called Flork, and that would actually be the CEO of Sock's agency, of SVA. So she was out here trying to cancel one of his talents for calling her inferior while calling him out directly, saying that he wasn't doing anything about this. Now look, I don't know what she was expecting, maybe seeing some people rally behind her, maybe she felt that she was truly fighting for a greater cause here, but almost immediately after posting this, the entire VTubing community just went up against her because God, this was such a ridiculous thing to cry about. Malfina, who is part of SVA, would say,
sorry,
a habit,
if I call you inferior, you will cancel me, chat.
Is a habit where the person isn't seen? The word was spoken in a roleplay based around factions fighting a war against one another. Wilders were also making comments against other teams. That's how it works. What's unprofessional is approaching Flork as you did, purely trying to get ad-free into some sort of trouble, then being unable to provide evidence. What's unprofessional is stretching his "this is your fight" to him, allegedly approving the word inferior as an attack against disabled people. What's unprofessional is shouting about high raids and subs around those who are roleplaying respectfully in open areas. What's unprofessional is starting to instigate other players even after a mod told you to stop, then playing victim as was seen on your stream. She would then specify that this had nothing to do with disabilities and would end this by saying, this all started because Addy unfriended you. Everyone has the choice to do so. This is a sad reaction. So this of course adds a lot of context that was missing in that initial callout post. As I mentioned earlier, this server had multiple factions, 3 to be exact. They were all competing against one another for the end goal of the entire story involving the server. So I'm sure many of you watching might have played sports or played just online games in general.
Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. Let me let it.
And understand that shit talking your opponent is a very normal thing to do, especially saying something like inferior. This wasn't a slur or anything, right? It was actually.
Yeah. Oh my God. This person also got upset. This part here. What is unprofessional is shouting about high rates and subs around those who were role playing respectfully. Oh my God. There's a time and a place for everything. It's like, I know this is Malfina's comment, and it's like there are times and places where look, I love being very shouty about like raids and all that stuff, but there are times where, for example, like right now, if I'm doing something like clear a YouTube video, I will try my best to minimize like, you know, that, and then hopefully get to the end of the video and do it respectfully to the people that rated. So that's just called like common etiquette between content creators. There are some that do not have that. I've collabed with people that are just like in the middle of like the conversations, and I totally get it. They want to show appreciation. I also love showing appreciation. Sometimes I show way too much of it, but only when I am with myself. When I want other guests and that I have them here, I try to be respectful about that too. And apparently it's this Cha-Cha-Chilla person was not respecting any of those boundaries either. Yeah, we're discussing this stuff here. Um, hopefully that's when you freaking mute. Yeah, that's also another thing that I sometimes do. I sometimes deafen, and I sometimes just mute on Discord, and I just like bring it to the stream, like, hey Chad, this is what we're doing right now. I'm together with these people. You can hear them in the background, but right now I'm muted. I sometimes very transparent about that. Like right now, imagine me in the middle of this video is being like, you imagine the YouTubers watching this recorded video right now, and then I gotta go, and then I gotta go like, hello, new follower, thank you so much for being here, Centenary, nay, number 10. I'm saying your name as a thank you for the follow because you're in the chat. Centauri Nerd, I had to change my name because also the bug. Yo, I'm so sorry about that. YouTube watchers, start watching this VOD later. Sorry that you want to learn about the topic, but hold on a minute. I'm here in the. You get my point. Most do. I get it. I get it. Why am I screaming? Sorry. I was trying to explain the point of the video. Sorry that I confuse you. Respectfully, since I use your name as an example, it's like I just wanted to say thank you for the follow. And that's all. I just wanted to show you some love. It's I so thankful. I was so thankful about your follow.
Extremely harmless. Pretty much everyone from SVA stood up for ad-free, saying, hey, this is a role-play server, dumbass. And you even had disabled people. The group of people that she claimed to be speaking for come out against her, saying, yo, you're a dumbass. Inferior is not a slur, come on. And then you'd see another member from SVA by the name of Yami add more context about their past experiences with Cha-Cha-Chilla, quote tweeting her call out post and saying, oh hey, it's the person who kept following me around all of Offkai after I told them to stop and I had to warn security over her. Offkai, of course, is a yearly VTuber convention. She continues, the person who was overstepping my boundaries and touching my arm in comfort over and over when I told them not to touch me and spoke at me like I was less than them, saying I was so brave for going to Offkai as a trans person rather than talking to me like a normal person. You don't get to play the victim when you've hurt and disrespected so many people, and many know about your past life and the terrible things you've done there too. All I can do is wish you find the help you need. Step away from the internet, find professional help, and breathe. Maybe the world will be brighter for you one day where you don't find a need to validate your existence by trying to bring down others. So yeah, this wasn't just any random call-out post. This person apparently had a history of being very weird and even had a past life. She used to be another VTuber, but we'll get into that later. For now,
you know, chat. I mean, sorry for opening my heart just a little bit. I don't want to make this about myself. This is about what's going on in the video. But you all know how close I am with Yomi. Like, they're one of my closest friends, not just in VTubing. Like, literally, like we're just really good friends. I just want to say that. And the situation upset me because, okay, not only is this about the whole thing that happened in Minecraft anymore, this is starting to deep dive into something personal. Someone here called Gamma in the chat mentioned something earlier that could still that I still need to check on myself. That could be even more potential drama, like something even worse. But there's also this situation that just was presented in the video. Hold on. And literally, this upsets me a lot because I look how friendly the Yomi was towards a specific person, the Cha-Cha-Chilla person. And Yomi and someone like me have been very open to a lot of folks that have taken some kind of advantage of us at some point. And that is something that I would never want to see anybody go through. Because, look, I just want to be welcoming to anybody who just want to try out VTubing in general. I just want to be able to do that. And so does she. We do our best whatever we can, sometimes by responding whenever we have the time available or giving our time. The fact that this person went physically to do something uncomfortable, like in real life, makes me furious. Like, legitimately. And this specific I wish I could express it more, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. Maybe later I'll talk more about it. But one thing that I do want to mention, that this is from my last tweet that I made today. It's the whole idea that I'm upset that people like this Cha-Cha-Chilla person have been basically included in social circles with amazing people. Like think about the Minecraft SMP was a thing that a lot of people could join if they applied to it. But now we're talking about social circles. Some folks are way too shy to get inside like social circles, and they don't appreciate the opportunities that they've been given in life because like I'm speaking from a personal POV. I am someone who's way too shy to bother even my closest friend because I know she's working so goddamn hard on a on a daily basis just to make her dreams come true. And if I were to like be in, just poking at them this closely and be as lucky as this person to be like so to get to visit them and then make them uncomfortable, it's like what kind of asshole do you have to be to like, not appreciate that kind of thing? I know that I'm not making sense, but maybe I sound jealous, maybe I sound weird, but it's true. There's been times where I've been like, man, I wish I could be included in social circles, but I'm such a weird person about it where I see someone doing hard work and I try to do my best to get out of the way of people. Sometimes I just let people approach me. Most of the time, anytime that I am, like I'm very social with someone, it's usually because they approach me. Someone like Yomi approached me first on my DMs because they were like, hey, you're pretty cool. I like your VTuber interview show. And then you have a lot of cool things going on, and we just want to get vibe together, and that's awesome. Sometimes I make spontaneous moves, but what I'm trying to say is like getting into social circles, getting to know people. Sometimes some people are not appreciative of what they have. We are literally the same. Yeah, Danny, I'm like that too. I'm like, I saw hello. I was talking about you earlier today in the stream. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, it makes me upset that there's people out there who just been blessed to be like, oh my goodness, they're in really cool social circles. I hope they take the opportunity. No, they fuck it up. And it's like, I'm like, I wish I could have been me in the circles doing some things. I know that I don't play Minecraft a lot. I know that I don't play this thing, so I don't jump into these opportunities. I wish I could have been part of this Minecraft thing because I had the opportunity, but I was fucking dying because I was sick and I didn't have the opportunity to play Minecraft with my friends and maybe perhaps, have some exposure, do some networking, do some fun stuff. I'm not talking about the profitable side. I'm talking about the whole, like, just the social and friend side of it. And I've seen people get opportunities like that. Is it weird for me to be pointing this out? I've been thinking of how to translate this into a proper, like, story that I can tell. Because I'm, like, always visibly upset about how I do not join things all the time. Because I stay in my own little bubble. And then some people have been lucky to be in social circles with other bigger VTubers or anyone that's really cool. Forget the bigger VTubers thing. Let's talk about anyone who's just been like, and many will out there have will love the opportunity to be included into like anything like this that could potentially be like a life-changing experience, an educational field or all that stuff. But then no, what they do is what they fucking fumble. And it upsets me beyond it. I think that upsets me. I'm mad for the wrong reason right now, but I just wanted to also let out that tangent because I feel like it's been in my fucking brain. The fact that what had just happened. I'll get more into this like in a separate video or whatever, but holy shit, does it visibly upset me. I wish I was more confident to join. That's me all the time. I'm supposed to be in an SMP, but then the power stuff happened. That is very unfortunate, Marin. It helps explain that to others. Thank you. I'm glad that it does. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Very weird, and even had a past life. She used to be another VTuber, but we'll get into that later. For now, though, the CEO himself of SVA would quote tweet her call-out post and tell us about his side of the story, saying, "Yes, I did snap.
Yeah, I just want to make some friends, make some people.
Contact me
I don't care if it's small or big.
Lucius investigated the first piece of evidence you showed them regarding ad-free, and it was not even them."
Wait, I know, Florx. I know Mujins is talking, but once again, from what I've learned over time, it doesn't matter if your numbers don't matter when it comes to niceness of a person. Like, even if you have a lot of numbers in a content as a content creator, you can still some of those people can still be good people. Never criticize them for being a good or bad person depending on the number they have. And smaller content creators can also be good and can also be assholes, as we're seeing here in this situation. It doesn't matter what it is. Also, thank you so much, Anonymous, for the gifted sub. Thank you so much. Yeah, some people are lucky and like to mess that up. It's humans' nature to get angry when you mess up these things. That is what's happening here with the Cha-Cha Chela situation. That you're so right on that, Rina. Like, holy hell. I've been very fortunate to meet a lot of really cool people like you. I'm just gonna say that right there. I hope it doesn't sound weird, but it's true. I feel like you're fucking chill as hell. And I appreciate your respect and everything. And it's just a matter of how, yeah, honestly, true. Well, let's continue watching this.
Speaking, video included, their team there gave you the statement on what was happening. It was roleplay in a Minecraft faction roleplay, and I will wholeheartedly back my talent that they did no wrong, especially in a 4-second out of context clip you originally showed. He'd link a 14-second video, and this was actually what Cha-Cha had sent Lucia's team, right, the person behind the server, to prove that ad-free was somehow an ableist, someone who discriminates against disabled people. Watch for yourself.
Treating guys.
Yeah. They're wild.
Guys, they're
You
like-
gotta give 'em a
yeah,
pass.
what's
Their-
happening
their
with that?
brains are a little smaller.
Dude, that's gonna oh my god, hard.
Your Ashley is so funny.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's true. I never.
Right, so in this clip, you can see a bunch of VTubers saying that the opposite faction, the Wilders, have smaller brains. I guess Cha-Cha was trying to say that this was ableist, like they were making fun of disabled people. Like, what? Disabled people have smaller brains or something? Yet another stretch. Even better, Flork would be claiming in his post that the clip that Cha-Cha had sent the mod team didn't even have ad-free speaking in it to begin with. I mean, by
Oh my
this point, the
gosh.
circus was in full swing. This post almost has 1 million views, by the way. This was so ridiculous. It blew so much out of proportion. He would then reply to his post and say, you also stated here other people do it, so why focus on me/SVA? Was it before I told you to not message me any longer as of early October? And he'd link to images. Here we can see Cha-Cha saying, really? Because as I see it, nothing has been taken care of. You guys have known about the inferior things. Lots of people have been calling us it. In the other image, we can see Flork saying, hi Cha-Cha, I will admit I'm a little uncomfortable with your messages right
Licking
now.
the
I have
ass.
been extremely busy because of corporal work and my other work. Though earlier in the year I had more time so I was able to message a bit more freely, I have not had that free time lately. Me not consistently DMing you is not a personal thing, however because of this I'm not sure if I'm comfortable to keep up communication. Best of luck, Cha-Cha. This happened on the 6th of October 2025 and after this he would block her. It seemed like that really bothered her and she's held a grudge against him ever since. He would then continue the thread, saying, listen, we knew you were going to fucking do this because you did this shit before to other people. I knew you were going to drop this late. Maybe you thought I'd be asleep so you could get an edge on me?
Oh my
I specifically
gosh.
stayed up because we knew you were going to do this. I don't know why the focus
This
was
is so
on
out
me
of
so hard,
character, though,
especially if your
for
problem
Florks.
was ad-free. I don't want anything to do with you.
But it's a
He would then
valid
add
crash
more
out.
context as to why he knew that she stayed up late, showing DMs from this July 2025. Here we can see Cha-Cha Chilla saying, I'm a night owl, and Flork remembered that detail. The last thing he'd say in this
Are you
thread is,
obese?
honestly, do you not think I stick up for any
Fuck me, man. I would never bother. No, I would never bother someone in DMs like this. I have poked at someone in DM just in case, like if they need to notify something, but I don't know. I feel like the person was like poking them way too much in the DMs. I don't know. This is just my personal take. I do my best. I don't know. I'll leave my opinions on that like for later. And also, Gamma, I read that statement. I agree with that too. I want my uppies. I can totally understand what phrases like that can be cute and be comfortable. There's a time and place, but when a conversation continues like this, at the time when it's like clearly like, please, I'm busy. I'm busy running an agency and doing a real life job because because I need to sustain both. And I also have a series of comics that I need to continue on a monthly basis.
anyone in my agency? Come on. Before you even went into my
Chit-chat.
DMs to
Some
try to get me
chit-chat
to
is
punish her
like,
like
okay,
a
some
school kid,
chit-chat.
I
It's
knew
a-
what was going on.
It's a read
So
the
look,
room kind of
overall,
situation.
a very strongly worded statement by Flork. I mean, after this, if you had any sort of self-awareness, any sort of shame or dignity, you would probably apologize, take a step back, maybe deactivate your account, I don't know. But just to show you how much self-awareness Cha-Cha Chilla truly lacks, she actually would reply to this post saying, actually, That's not what you said. Linking DMs. Here we can see the screenshot from the 6th of October in which Flork says, hey, I'm not comfortable really keeping up communication. And we can see the blocked message from Cha-Cha Chilla in which she says, I'm sorry, it's just that this has happened with multiple people and I guess it's really gotten into my head. I won't bring this up again. Flork then says, best of luck, Cha-Cha. And then she says, thank you. Sorry again for letting this get into my head so much. Thank you for understanding. 24 days later, she would say, hey, thank you again for understanding. Wanted to give you some time, but the standees did arrive a bit ago and wanted to thank you for them. I love them so much. You do not have to reply to this, just wanted to express my thanks. So look, I don't know what the whole point of this was. Flork would just reply with, that's pretty clearly don't message me anymore, right? And that was the whole point. That's why he linked these DMs in the first place. It doesn't matter what she replied with. The whole point was that on the 6th of October, 2025, Flork said, I'm not comfortable keeping up communication. Bye, right? Like, thank you. This was the nicest way he could say it. Cha-Cha Chilla would then reply again saying, that's not what you said? You said you're not sure if you want to keep communication. Be clear, communicate like an adult, especially when you're communicating with somebody who's told you they're autistic in the past.
Oh God.
At this point, she's like, apologize or draw 25 disability cards and use one of them. Like, what the hell is going on? The top reply on her reply
Jesus.
would out-ratio her by 20 times and would say, medically or self-diagnosed. Not to mention that there are so many autistic people in her replies expressing how angry they are that someone is using their condition as an excuse to not take accountability. Like, look, I've seen my fair share of absolute train wrecks of VTubers,
I'm letting the outer
but no one
character
has
come out of
ever
me.
taken it this far of replying to something so clear-cut and still trying to paint themselves as a victim. And you know what the worst part is, or I guess the best part, since you're probably entertained? We're not even halfway through. It gets so much worse. The next tweet during this entire shitstorm would be from Nikita, someone who actually helped Lucia and Arissa make the server and was a staff member. He'd say, I am the staff member who personally handled Cha-Cha's ticket regarding this matter. I feel it is important to clarify the timeline and the facts of our investigation for the public record. Initial contact. This issue began when Cha-Cha posted a call-out in the public Wilders faction Discord channel tagging ad-free. I removed that post to de-escalate public tension and immediately reached out to Cha-Cha privately to explain that public callouts can create a hostile environment. Protocol. I directed her to open an official ticket so the admin team could review the issue properly and fairly. We went back to the ticket she opened before and continued the conversation there. The investigation. Upon reviewing the original evidence provided in the ticket prior to her public post, we found no evidence of malicious behavior or targeted harassment toward Cha-Cha. Misidentification. Crucially, the individual speaking the evidence provided for review is not ad-free. So let's just examine this for a second, right? A staff member is telling us right now that the person who was saying inferior to begin with wasn't even ad-free. This whole incident happened on the basis of wrong delusional information. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, the next section would be called Event Context. This was a 3-day Minecraft faction PvP event featuring 3 distinct factions.
I wish I could have gone to this Minecraft. I wish I could have.
Intense, in-character banter and trash talk between factions are common expectations of the roleplay genre rather than malicious attacks. All 3 factions engage in this behavior as part of the competitive atmosphere throughout the 3 days. And if someone ever took it too far and turned it into hate speech or targeting specific individuals, staff would reprimand said individual and remove them from the server.
Oh my gosh.
Roleplay context. So here he'll be talking about the clip specifically. The specific comments in the clip regarding small brains were made by the player in the video, who, like ad-free, was playing a Wilder Gone scientist. The player involved confirmed this intent, stating, I quite literally was making fun of myself because I started as a Wilder, so I was the small brain in the room. Admission of widespread usage. In private DMs prior to the ticket investigation, Cha-Cha stated, lots of people have been calling us inferior. This admission confirms she was aware the term was being used broadly by the opposing faction against the Wilders group as a whole.
Gosh, oh my God, the context is getting a lot larger now. But even in the evidence that was shown, it wasn't even like ad-free just saying that. That's like, I don't know. This is getting way out of hand for something that's still not a nothing burger. But you know what? It's awesome. Thank you, Shade, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. Hope you had a wonderful time in the stream, and thank you for making the next video last of the night. We're doing a review video right now, so you're welcome to join us. If you need to do some after stream care, please make sure to do so. Oh my gosh, they're saying Evil 4. Hope you have fun with that. And to the person who said earlier, if I wanted to play some Digimon, I'm looking into it, but I got a lot playing on the way too. But yeah, everyone check out Jade, an amazing artist. Made some cool stuff. How we doing, Saint? We're doing great. Thank you for visiting. Also, friend, that was a good one. Awesome. We're gonna continue here, but you're so tired of VTuber drama. Yeah, we're looking at the Mujins video right now. But yeah, I gotta continue the video, but thank you all so much. And let's get back into the topic. Indie Cross new trailer. I gotta look at right after this, this video.
Apology. Cha-Cha alleged that Ad-Free used the word inferior. We found no evidence of Ad-Free using this term towards her. However, regarding the term itself, inferior is a standard adjective meaning lower in rank, status, or quality. In the context of a competitive PvP faction war, this is standard terminology used to denote an opposing team's skill or ranking. In the ticket, Cha-Cha explicitly rejected the validity of roleplay context entirely, asking, "Are you saying calling people inferior is okay if it's roleplay?" After I asked, "May I ask, was it in reference of faction RP?" Resolution. I informed Cha-Cha that while we take reports seriously, we could not find a violation of server rules based on the evidence provided. Transparency. I explicitly stated that we would not stop her from going public if she felt she needed to, as we believe in open communication. Current conduct. While we respect the right to voice concerns, we definitively do not support the targeted behavior currently being exhibited. Inconclusive and manipulated footage. The public accusation relies on a highly zoomed in, chaotic 3-second snippet. In this clip, multiple conversations overlap and the visual is obscured. Ad-Free's character is not visible in the scene because we cannot see who is speaking and the audio is chaotic. It is factually impossible to verify if Ad-Free is the speaker. Attributing a specific voice to her in this chaos is a massive stretch and does not constitute valid evidence. Audio context. Even if one strains to isolate the faint background voice in this chaotic clip, the phrase audible is "they are inferior, we are just better." This phrasing explicitly links the term inferior to a competitive comparison of skill and faction strength, in parentheses, better. Uttering this sentiment privately among teammates is standard morale building, not a targeted slur. However, again, we cannot verify it was Ad-Free who said this. Retroactive evidence hunting. In her messages to Flork, Cha-Cha admitted, "I'm going to hunt down the clips." This statement, made after the accusation was leveled, suggests the conclusion, in parentheses, that Ad-Free was guilty, was formed before any evidence was actually found. This explains why the eventual proof was a misidentified clip of a different person. Unprofessional escalation. Cha-Cha claims she contacted the SVA agency owner, Flork, and he did nothing. This is a misrepresentation. The screenshot of that conversation shows Flork enforcing a standard professional boundary, refusing to allow personal conflict, where one party has blocked the other, to be escalated into management harassment. Flork directed her to respect the block, that matter is settled, rather than validating her attempt to bypass it. And finally, conclusion. We stand definitively by our investigation.
Christ.
It is unacceptable
They're getting a lawyer
like
over an insult.
Evidence and
In
misidentification
Minecraft.
has escalated
In
to the point where
Minecraft.
independent event staff must intervene to correct the public record. We expect all participants to adhere to professional standards, and we will not validate the use of misinformation to target community members or external agency
Sorry,
leaders.
Marin, this tea is
Nikita
bitter.
would then link a screenshot in which he was talking to Cha-Cha, saying, "Hi Cha-Cha, we are taking
And
your report
warm.
very seriously and are reviewing the matter." He would then state everything that was already stated in his Twitter post. Like, for example, the fact that this was completely fine in a roleplay setting. There was nothing weird that was said here. 7 hours later, Cha-Cha Chilla would reply to him, saying, "I've decided I'm going public with this. And in order to avoid the VTuber who streamed it getting involved, I've zoomed in to not show them." So look, overall, this was a very well...
That little phrasing in there. So, okay, Mujin did pointing it out, but I will. Anytime that I hear someone talk about, like, "I'm going public with something," it's like a cry for, like, "I'm gonna make it a big deal." Because I've been sending some stupid ass drama on my DMs about things that should be kept personal, and they've been like, "Oh, I'm going public with it." Everything that I hear those infamous words, I know that someone's about to do something that's very stupid. But AKA, this could have been an email. And I've been in situations where someone has told me, like, "Oh, Zane, this drama happened in this Discord channel and this person knows you. Can I have your confessions of, like, talk about how this person's drama is, like, affected you in some kind of a way? Because I know that you felt a little bit upset that one time they said something about trying to force you to invite you to their Discord server. Can you mention here in this microphone recording how pushy this person is?" Like, I want nothing to do with this. Don't put my name in that doc, please. Do not put my name in that doc. I do not care. It's like also, are you sure you want to bring this to the public? Not for me, but for you. It's like, "I'm going to make it a big deal." It's like there's a lot of people who think that they have the grounds to do that. It's like, what? Come on. I'm silly. I'm saying I'm going public with something right now. Gasp. It's so stupid. She thought she ate She didn't even serve. Slay! Why is that so funny? Oh my god. Sending the doc is a checklist. It's like, yeah, I've been given just like dumb shit like information, or like people told me like, hey, Sane, we're in a Discord call group here. Can you please talk about your experiences with so and so that we can have it in a recording? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? No, fuck off. I'm dealing with my server. I literally had a mini seizure like 2 hours ago. Please don't bug me. I was shivering in my bed uncontrollably with my chronic disease. I don't care about this. The public message I have is saying is a bitch. Mother. Okay, no. Enough fooling around. Let's continue with the video. Let's see how terminally online this person is.
Crafted post. I mean, he really talked about everything here, giving us context in every way imaginable, and indirectly managed to make
We
Chacha Chilla
interrupt this
look like
video for the cuss word of the day. Dickumentary. That'll be all. Now to crash the Game Awards so I can get our movie in the nominations.
The award is going to be my foot up your ass. Same picture here. He's sitting in the therapist chair. No, take me out of the therapist. Don't put me back.
like an even bigger clown than she already
What was that?
Not
What
only was
the-
she linking a very hyper
Sorry,
focused
Rainy.
3
You
second
had to listen to
clip,
that.
but there was no way to verify that it was even ad-free who said it. Most likely that wasn't even the case. This was a clear vendetta that she had because she had her feelings hurt that the CEO of SVA had blocked her and that ad-free had unfriended her. It was just pathetic. So of course, we can't have proper VTuber drama without the good old community notes, and her initial post
love
did
community
get that
notes.
treatment. It would say, this was a roleplay server where people were acting. The people have no idea what this person's disabilities were. And their words were not a direct attack to this individual. It was directed at the group in the roleplay, only in the roleplay. The community would then link.
Your family saw Knuckles talking. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry. Also, this community note is fire. I like how it's like citing roleplay, acting, and common sense. Community note. Oh, does this person have a brain? Oh, let me replay
Directed
that.
at the group in the roleplay, only in the roleplay. The community would then link 3 different Wikipedia links, with the first one being roleplay, the second one being acting, and the third one being common sense. Whoever wrote this was an absolute savage, dude. Holy shit. Now, of course, when you're a complete delusional idiot, it's
my
really
God,
not
Zion.
enough when you can't take accountability after making false accusations. No, the cherry
I
on
love
top
this
is
VTuber
being
as
a
well.
hypocrite. And that's exactly what would happen when the VTuber Zion
Dude, I
would
know
show us a
everybody
clip
here.
of that roleplay server in which they took the axe of Chacha and Chacha called her a bitch. Watch.
Your abs back. Why?
So Chacha's out here saying, oh my god, name calling, you're calling me inferior, ableist, blah, blah, blah. Bro, whoa. Whoa.
Whoa, 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 Zion! My dear fellow fish VTuber from the past. Yes, chat, I was a fish VTuber. I was like, Zion, you should have called out Chacha for calling you a bitch. That's a trigger.
You're using the B word, woman. As everything was burning and this was literally trending on Twitter, ad-free would make this
You're
tweet
not
saying,
seeing
oh,
me.
hey, good morning.
Thank you,
In which you'd see this gif that
thank you,
sums
Williams.
things up very perfectly. You know, walking into a burning apartment, dude. But you see, the thing
me.
with Cha-Cha Chilla is that she had so much more to offer to the world. That's right. Even after everything that's happened so far, she didn't think it would be a good idea to get rid of her phone or something. No, instead she'd get the incredible idea of making things 100 times worse. By not shutting up, and going as far as starting a fundraiser to sue people defaming her name. I wish I was joking. After Cha-Cha Chilla's tweet would get community noted, she would swiftly delete it. But that didn't stop the whole incident from trending on Twitter and making people
Apollo, my
aware
beloved.
of who Cha-Cha
Mythos.
Chilla truly was.
Even
This is when
Mythos
people would
isn't-
start to
At
uncover
least one of the
her
members.
past. Apollo Mythos would
His
make
name
this
is in
tweet
this.
saying, "Let me give you some more
Went out of
context.
hand. We
Cha-Cha
should've not gone that
Chilla,
far.
aka Bunny Alisu. I was nice, respectful, and tried to be a friend at the time. I wanted you to get help. You harassed me and my friends and so many others for years. You have doxed IRL faces / names, bullied, spread lies, and got blacklisted from Mythos for a good reason. Mythos being the agency that she's a part of. I gave them a 10+ page document. When we didn't give you what you wanted, you did revenge porn. Yes, that's the P word, adult videos. Every single time I had something awesome happen
What
to me, you
the
got
fuck?
butthurt with my success early on. You shared it everywhere and people saw that side of me. You took my power, and just 2 days before TwitchCon, where I wanted to see people for the first time, my first event, I had to listen to so many people saying they were on my side and that they saw it. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want that. But you didn't stop there. You kept harassing me for months on end because I wasn't flinching in public. You had to make videos, accounts, and spreading it all over Mythos. I didn't feel safe anymore. I was so overwhelmed I couldn't even stream properly because of you. I lost a lot of things and it harmed me." So obviously
his
that's
words.
a crazy accusation, right? It seemed like Cha-Cha Chilla wasn't just someone who was desperate for clout, going after an agency and its CEO. This was someone who was genuinely dangerous, who had hurt people in the past and
Inferiority
tried
complex.
to rebrand to get away from that without, of course, taking any accountability. The replies on this post would be nothing but supportive to Apollo, with quite a few friends confirming, yes, you went through so much, we're here for you, and now you can finally let it out comfortably because we're here to back you up. Apollo's post would make Cha-Cha Chilla finally make some sort of statement after deleting her initial callout. And this is what she had to say. She'd start off with, "I feel so empty. I lost everything, and I really have nobody to blame but myself. I will say I genuinely thought using inferior was bad, but when everybody disagrees with you, it's time to take a step back and reevaluate. I'm not perfect and I make mistakes. I will say I saw Apollo's post and I never doxed anybody nor did revenge porn. That's going too far. Please provide evidence. I'm taking a step back from the internet. I feel like I just need to delve deeper into therapy about my
Oh, God.
impulsiveness and my
Please.
sadness that turns into anger. I made a very impulsive mistake last night,
That's
so this is the
wild,
last
though.
time I'll have access to my phone for a while. I don't know when or if I'll be back. I'm sorry that I caused drama and sorry to those I hurt." Now, one thing I want to point out in this amazingly well-crafted statement is that she had never apologized to either Adfree or Flork, nor did
That's
she
nutty.
apologize to the server owners or the staff that was very professional with her, by the way. She just says, "Hey, I have nobody to blame but myself. I made a mistake," but she never really took accountability to the people that she was trying to destroy. She was literally trying to cancel people. Someone would point this out in the
Yes,
replies,
yes,
saying you never apologized
think?
to Adfree or Flork. You're trying to dodge responsibility for what you did to Apollo and to Yami. This isn't near
I am. Oh my god! I'm actually even more upset that I feel like everybody who has seen me here has like seen me with this talk with this thing. The fact that someone's so calm and so freaking. Honestly, everybody was just giving them a piece of their mind. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop! Stop! It's like, just take accountability. Just say sorry and you move on. But no, you just keep. It's yeah. Crazy how close in the circle this is, isn't it? 3 out of 10 apology needs to chipotle sauce. Is that this thing? Yeah, it is this thing. The only reason I'm not in here is because I didn't apply for the thing. And when I come to the comment section, I also try staying on my lane. I did give some opinions in there, but it was like, I feel like I wanted to say something more, which is exactly what I'm going to say right now. Once again, as soon as I saw the Apollo comment, the Apollo Mythos one that happened a few seconds ago, once again, this person called you a friend. You were so close to these people and you treated them like freaking shit. I can't even censor that. You actually treated them like so horribly. And you know how many folks have always wanted to like just be part of like social circles like this, just be close, and you had all these opportunities and you fucking fumble. Not only did you fumble, but you also went in like it. Oh my god, I'm complaining about the wrong thing because it's not about that, but I'm also bringing it back to this. It's like a lot of people were just really nice to you, and you that had to go this route with all of this. It's insane. Nah, don't use Twitter for drama. Worst mistake of your day.
clearly enough and you're just doing this for damage control. She'd reply with, I will say that I did say Yami was brave for showing her face without a mask, but not for being trans. I can't take responsibility for things I didn't do. As for lack of apology towards Adfree and Flork, they've told me they want nothing to do with me and I'm respecting that. I swear, man, if lack of self-awareness was a person, I think it would personify itself. It would show up and manifest as Cha-Cha-Chilla. I need to point out the fact that this post almost has 700,000 views, but man, I mean, you can tell a lot from the engagement, right? Almost 100 comments, all completely pooping on her entire existence. And even though that was the case, she would still make an effort to reply to Apollo's post.
He was making people uncomfortable left and right.
Saying, posting this here too. Of course, literally just one like on this whole thing. I think she liked it herself or something. And as you might expect, there's not a single positive reply here. Now look, this had already blown way beyond proportion, right? And even though this was a very unlikable, vile person who just can't say sorry no matter what and has past lives in which they actually hurt other people, I think it's safe to say that things would have died down if, you know, Cha-Cha-Chilla actually stepped back and didn't touch her phone anymore. But did that actually happen? As you might expect,
no, it gets worse.
Because not even 20 minutes later, she would tweet out, I'll be heading off to the hospital soon and won't have access to my phone. People, of course, didn't believe her. It's been 20 minutes since you posted that image, bro. Are you just farming for pity? She would then reply to her post saying, since people don't believe me, while linking an image of presumably her in a hospital room while censoring her face. People still didn't believe her. So she replied even further, saying, also, I wasn't hospitalized in under 22 minutes. I had been there since November 17th. I was waiting to be transferred to a psych ward. However, the psych ward was full, so I was discharged instead. Linking an image that showed her hospital history.
The psych ward was full with other VTubers. The psych ward was full with other VTubers similar to this person. Yo, these people just spawn. Remember earlier when I said how? Yeah, I was gonna say, how did these people just spawn out of nowhere? It's like they are so unaware of what they're saying. It's like that one DM. I will make it public because I need to make it about myself and I need to show things that should not be said. This is just sad. And on top of that, the picture's fake, by the way. I'm not sure if Mujins is going to show it, but I already saw the uncensored version and some people were pointing where they got that from. It's like, this is not you. People have seen you. Yomi saw you. You were touching. Yomi saw. It's not like you're someone who has not been in the public. People saw you. Everybody saw you. That's not you. No, I will not show the real one. I'm not sure if Mujins is going to show it. Pathological lying is one hell of a drug. That is, oh my God, that is the realest thing ever. That's the word I was probably looking for. Apparently, Cha-Cha-Chilla made a Zen and an anomaly uncomfortable there and meet and greet. I believe you. Honestly, I can see that happening. I'm not sure if that's true. I don't want to add into the pile without knowing, but holy crap. There's a lot of them who just do that. And once again, how did these people get into like these kind of like situations? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna explode. I have way too much on my brain. I'm sorry. Stream crash? Wait, what? Did the stream crash? No. It didn't crash, right? Any confirmation? Okay, go on.
Saying that on November 17th, 2025, she had gone to the emergency department. So what she didn't realize by doing this is that she exposed the fact that she had made her initial call-out post while being in the hospital, which meant that her tweet saying, I'm headed to the hospital, was a lie. She was already there. She was only fishing for attention. Her initial call-out post was made on November 18th, 2025. She made this while waiting to go to the psych ward. So I'm sure it comes as no surprise that her hospital post got community noted. But before we get into that, we'd find out through another VTuber's quote tweet that Cha-Cha-Chilla didn't just have one past life, she had two. They'd say, you don't know when to quit, do you? 3 years ago, before she was Cha-Cha-Chilla, before she was Bunny Ilisu, she was Nia Charisse. She tried to cancel me on my birthday subathon when I was being vulnerable to her privately, and she twisted my insecurities to try and scare me out of the VTubing space. She also tried to drive a wedge between me and one of my best friends while screwing them out of hundreds of dollars. Seeing you do all this and worse to so many other people makes me fucking sick. 3 years later and you haven't changed a bit. Fuck off and never come back. It seemed like Cha-Cha had a track record, and every time she would get caught, she would just rebrand into a new VTuber. As time went on, more and more people caught on to the idea that this was another identity of the same person that screwed them over in the past. This content creator would claim that Cha-Cha Chilla was the same girl who crashed a dinner party that a friend of theirs hosted back in TwitchCon Vegas, never paid a part of her bill, and irresponsibly drank with strangers during the event. People were very uncomfortable with the fact that she was mixing her medication with alcohol. The list, of course, here would go on, with her being accused of spreading multiple false rumors about the content creator and their friends in question, and sending lewd photos of herself with zero consent to this content creator that she since then deleted, even claiming that Cha-Cha Chilla was also a doxer, something that many others in the community have already claimed. This wasn't just a serial offender at this point, this was like an on-the-run fugitive in the VTuber community. What the hell is this? But the thing is, this wasn't just about her past controversies. People were doubting the picture that she linked. Even though her face is censored, you can see on the edge here that the hair is pink and it's fairly long. The community note on her post about the hospital would actually talk about this, saying the picture OP provided in the subtweet is not them. It is highly likely they are lying for pity. They are a known liar to gain social equity, linking a tweet. That tweet would say, this picture is not her. She doesn't have pink dyed hair. Her hair is natural brown / dark blonde mix. Seeing what she looked like in Zentrea's off-guy stream where she heavily self-promoted herself to the point that both Zen and our favorite monarch got uncomfortable, this is a fake pic. So apparently that's also bonus info. She was heavily self-promoting in someone else's stream during the convention. Wonderful. They would then reply to their own post saying, for anyone doubting my words, this is her a month ago, still short blonde brownish hair, taken from her own media tab.
I think the biggest crime is her fucking haircut. Bruh. No hate, no shade, no shade, no shade. And some people can rock the haircut. I think. Has anybody here ever seen like Nets Declassified? Coconut Head? That was an awesome character. The Radio Ruby, it's your red! Look at the emote, everyone! Okay, don't kill me. Okay.
Now get off my bum just because I'm speaking facts. So yeah, as we can see, this is short hair and there's not a single shade of pink. Now look, Cha-Cha apparently is a cosplayer. She might have used a wig at Offkai, and some people were also alleging that this image was actually taken from a thread from somewhere else, but it actually wasn't, as much as it's believable seeing who we're dealing with here. Someone actually just took Cha-Cha's picture and posted it in this thread, which was about VTubers. Additionally, this image was being posted saying that it's the original one, not the emoji, but it's actually AI, and you can see this on the monitor in the back. It even got community noted. The reason why I'm pointing this out is because we don't need fake proof to prove that this is a very weird story, because all we have to do is look at her Discord server.
AI, okay. Damn, too. Already we're seeing what AI is being used for.
When this was all going down. Someone would compile images of what was going on in her Discord after she had posted the hospital pic, and it shows us a clear understanding of how she was trying her best to prove that she was actually in the room with the help of her community. The first thing she'd do is post this, saying, also, yes, I have pink hair and the brown hair is a wig, confirming that yes, she was cosplaying at Offguy, she currently has pink hair. Her own Discord was kind of doubting her, saying, maybe you have a friend who took this picture, to which Cha-Cha would reply with, so I have a pink-haired friend I got to send me hospital pics and a selfie right now? That's kind of dumb. Regardless though, her Discord wasn't really on her side. They were pushing her to get a piece of paper and write the name and the date so that people understand that this is actually her. She would then go ahead and post it, replying to the initial post of her proving she has pink hair. The image would say Cha-Cha, but the date would be very weird. It would say 1/1/9. That's what it looked like. Her Discord would point this out. What is this, 119? To which Cha-Cha would say, no, it's meant to say 11/19. I know my handwriting is bad, but damn. Someone would then say, what's with the date and different hair shade? To which she would say, the hair is the same, it's my same hair. A couple of people would believe this, but many others wouldn't. Some of the people in the
Just in the
Discord would ask her
future.
to take another picture that's clearer, that has a better date, and she would say, because you're doubting me when I'm showing proof and making me take more and more photos, it feels like you're trolling me. She'd
Oh
then
my
finally
God.
give in and say, fine, I'll take another photo with the same shirt that she had worn in the hospital. And then as someone was giving her advice as to how she could stand up to make the lighting look better and match the picture in the hospital, she would say, I don't like standing a lot. I stood for one photo quickly and started feeling dizzy. Someone would say, come
She's
on
9 years
now.
old.
To which she would say, you do realize I have a heart condition that makes me faint when I stand for long periods? I can show you the tilt table test. To which one of the people trying to help her would say, okay, I give up, you are a liar. She would then post the image of that test, right? Even though a lot of people
Oh
were
my
already
God.
turning on her by this point. And after many
Why?
minutes of arguing about how she gets dizzy when she's standing up and how she can't do it, someone would just say, hey, can you
It's
just do
like-
it sitting down? Can
They're
you-
just lying and lying. It's like, what's that fancy word that Raven used? Oh yeah, pathological liar. It's like, oh, you don't get it. I have a condition. Oh, but this and that. Oh, you don't get it. I'm a giraffe. No, you're not. Actually, I'm a table, and you're standing on me. Show feet.
just shut up and do it sitting down. She'd say, okay, fine. And then she'd finally take another picture with her sitting down. As far as I'm aware, though, she wouldn't post this one on Twitter. Someone would mention that she's missing the paper that says the date and her name, to which you would say, what the fuck? You didn't say that. Like, you didn't specify
They
for me
went
to
to the
take it
Hassan
with it. Her
Piker
Discord
school.
would then start infighting, right? Some people were on Chacha's side,
Yeah,
some people
professional
weren't,
streamer
and they would
liar.
just start like going at each other's throats, and she would just stop participating
Compulsive
in the
liar.
conversation. So yeah, here's the image of her sitting down, because again, if she stands up, she'll just faint, guys. Here's the hospital one. Is it the same shade? Up to you to decide. But one thing is for certain, this image is really weird. I don't know why you would write the date like this. Look, I can maybe say that this is a 19, right? This could be excused as a 1. But then you have 3 different lines. What do they signify? That doesn't look like an 11 to me. It looks like 119. Not a single reply here was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Everyone was like, dude, what did you even write? Like what? This is January 2009? Like what kind of date is this? It only made her look way worse. And then just as you thought that things couldn't get way crazier than this, she would make a tweet because of course she lacks self-awareness entirely. She'd say,
God.
if anybody wants to help with lawyer fees and would
You
link
think
her
people would do
stream
that? Go to the
elements in
internet
order
and
to get
lies?
donations. Yes, that's the tweet. This came out of nowhere. What lawyer fees? Who are you suing? What are you talking about? It would only be the next day in which she would finally specify what she's raising lawyer funds for, saying, for those that wanted me to specify, I plan on taking Apollo to court and suing her for slander and defamation. She has stated many false things
lot of-
about me
yeah,
with no evidence
a lot
to
of talk
back
about
these
it.
claims up. Apollo would then quote
Oh,
tweet that
gosh.
and say, I hope you do. That would be so funny. Now, I don't know what could have possibly changed Chacha's
W
mind
Apollo.
here, but shortly afterwards, she would delete that tweet. She would also delete the tweet in which she was asking for lawyer fees, right? And the funny thing here is that
Lawyer
if she actually were to sue,
fees.
which come on, everyone knew that would never happen, the burden of proof would actually fall upon her. She
Oh
would have
my
to prove that
goodness
she's
gracious.
innocent, right? And so far, she's been doing a terrible job at this. Man, it's insane.
What? Oh my God! What? This person is it's something else. But you know what's something else, everybody? Darla Doodle Raid, thank you so much for the raid. How you doing, raiders? Welcome in. We're in the middle of a YouTube video discussing the Mujin video, Mujin latest video, which is a somewhat sensitive but also kind of a Nuttenberger topic. Because I'm pretty sure that even Darla knows that all of the amazing people that are in this video. Isn't that true? Also, let me give a shout out to the lovely Darla. How was your stream? Hope you had a wonderful time. But yeah, we're doing this. Everyone check out Darla. I made some reaction videos with Darla in the past as well. They've been part of a VTuber Cyber Cafe. Oh wait, the VTuber chat show. That's the one. And yeah, thank you so much for the raid. It means a lot to me. Very appreciate to see you here. It's not slander. It's Twitter suing. Oh my gosh. But how's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing fantastic tonight. Yeah, I was doing some doodles. I got to see. Yeah, and it's good to see you. It's good to see you too, Darla. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Well, I hope you have some nice after stream care. We're gonna continue watching the video, but thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you.
What delusion and narcissism can do. In any case, Flork would end this by saying, okay, folks, while I deeply
raw
appreciate
legal
the
language?
support,
Yeah,
the
that's
matter
the
is
word.
done and over with now. There's no need to continue with it. Let's not tell someone to KYS, let's lower the temperature. What's done is done and the matter is over. I wish it
Room
didn't get to that
temperature
point, but it is
IQ.
what it is. I wouldn't wish anyone getting to a mental breaking point. Cha-Cha, I don't know what drove you to all this. Get the help you need and move on. You can't keep doing this in public, getting backlash when people defend themselves and then get to this point. He would then go ahead and say that he does forgive her, but hopes that she evaluates if this stuff is right for her. He hopes that she can get help. Free, the one who was also blamed by Cha-Cha, would say, I have a lot of incredibly sweet DMs. Thank you for checking up on me. I promise normally I'm a silly little bug and I'll get back to that soon. More than anything, I think we should celebrate the incredible job
That's
Lucia
true.
and the team did. You guys navigated unknown terrain and made sure that everyone was having a blast, sometimes literally. Cheers to the next one. We live, we learn, we entertain. She would then express how lucky she is to have her agency, SVA, and that she couldn't imagine going through this as an independent VTuber. So yeah, this whole thing was just wild. It completely
Dude, I think it's incredible. Oh my god, Pixie, Bolt Pixie. It's, God, everybody in this video has been like a mutual or someone that I know, and they mentioned like I couldn't imagine without being in an agency to go to something like this. Something really incredible about social circles like these is like, as someone who has been solo indie VTuber like this, if everybody knows you're tight, everybody's got your back as well. At least from a if you're not someone who's being problematic, and people like a lot of these folks are amazing and super chill. I hope that no one feels like that everybody's just out there looking for drama. Not everybody out there is such a chilla. You can meet amazing people and still be like independent, but sometimes, yeah, as a group or in a friend group, it's easier to deal with this kind of stuff when you're a content creator. But I feel like I have been part of everyone here's social circle that I feel like everyone has got my back at some point, unless I do something that's like that even I would get in trouble for. I don't know why I stated that, but I'm just saying out there how it is and clear. If I do something horrible or dumb shit, I want people to call me out for it properly. And I hope to God that I'm in the in the mindset that I'm able to understand and comprehend that I'm saying something dumb. You're problematic. Just a little shithead. Hard to read the room. No, some people find it really hard to read the room in general. Yeah. Yeah. Fellow, Bixie fellow and Spot. Yeah, oh my goodness. Crazy how close you are to all these people. Yeah. I'm just glad that they're all in the right mindset. I saw no one going out of the way to like say some banter. I saw some horrible as shit comments. I'm in the same place as Florks. Even though this person is doing a lot of dumb decisions, I do not wish harm upon them. I just wish them to like, yo, just unplug, unplug your controller, turn off your cell phone, hang up the phone, whatever terminology, just get out of the internet for a little while, touch some grass, learn how to be a social, a normal human being, and then come back maybe. You left for fees where I am leaving you to stand alone. Damn, Rivera, it's a bid. It's a VTuber bid. Yo, I gotta make do, rent it do. You gotta understand me. Why I gotta sell VTuber feet. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Nah, now you win, Rin. I'll see about that. I'm just gonna click over here and ban Rin. I'm kidding. Let's go back into the video. But I appreciate you all in the chat for the wonderful comments. I saw some nice comments in there too, that about how I'm close to all these people. How yo got my back, but I really appreciate it. Sane feet sale. I've never sold a single feet big in my life. I'll have just stating that for the video.
roller coaster of emotions, and just like any big problem that blows out of proportion in many of my videos or just on Twitter in general, it could have ended way earlier if the person involved had just apologized and taken a step back. Cha-Cha Chilla isn't some random VTuber. This is someone with past history who has hurt people deeply. The good news, though, is that their new attempt to reinvent themselves has completely failed, and she'll probably make another account in the coming year or something, I don't know. If there's one silver lining here, is that it did raise awareness on Sock's agency, on the fact that its own CEO will defend his talents like no one else. That's a really cool thing to have. At the same time, it also
unlike someone else from another agency. Do y'all remember? I know this isn't about that, and I don't want to compare, it's not fair, but I want to let you all know, this is why I defined that SVA at the beginning of the video. There was a previous unnamed VTuber agency that you all know what it is. I don't want to say the name out loud, but when their CEO heard about like the Oh my god, I got in trouble because of all the people like giving me slander. Oh, you are problematic. You should not be talking about said problem in public. Shut up. And it's like, that's the CEO like blaming the talents. It's like, what? It's like, that's not how you work with this. You know, you gotta defend the people that are working with you. And of course, if they're doing the rightful thing, and none of them are in the wrong in here.
Will defend his talents like no one else. That's a really cool thing to have. At the same time, it also did raise more awareness on the efforts of Lucia and Orisa when it came to making that server. Hopefully next time, it'll be even bigger and better and won't have any problematic people involved. And finally, when it comes to Cha-Cha-Chilla, the last tweet you can see on her feed was her saying that she has pink hair and that the brown hair is a wig. However, she did make another tweet along the lines of, I've seen many people say that I should get a real job, but I'm disabled, blah, 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 really pushing the whole disabled narrative even further. But she deleted that tweet, and I had no time to take a screenshot of it. However, we can still see her talking about this in the replies. Someone said, okay, you can't do a physical job, then get a desk job, to which she would say, are you going to pay for my college degree? She hasn't learned a single thing, she hasn't apologized to a single person, and overall, she's absolutely hopeless. It's incredible what some people will do instead of just saying sorry. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this roller coaster train wreck nuclear bomb until the end. I really appreciate it. I also wanted to quickly mention that GamerSubs has a new drop right now and it looks really cool. So if you're interested, make sure to use the code Mujin for 10% off your total order. I'll see you in the next video whenever that is, and please take care until then. Love you. Mwah.
Oh god. I'm actually upset. You know why I'm upset? Because this person got into the social circle of friends that I know. I hate that so fucking much. That's my own personal thing why I'm upset. That was a lot. Yeah, I went into more tangents than I thought I would. And I made it a little bit longer, but it also showed how much I was honestly. It just upset me, and the fact that some people can be so lucky to just have some cool opportunities like this, and what do? Bam, they do this kind of shit. They're cooler than me. It's crazy. No, the chat channel is not cool, and you're killer. Rena, you're the fucking coolest. Everybody here in the chat is fucking cooler than this person. This person needs some help. If ever like watches in the freaking future, because I don't know if they're digging information from anybody who's talking about them, don't sue me. You will get nothing. And yeah, I'll let you know that yeah, just get some help. That's all I'm gonna say. Genuinely, no shade anymore. That's and literally, and also wishing well to other people that were involved into this. Go watch my final message on this video. Go check out SVA. Everyone there is fucking cool.